my lovely students. This is part 2 of your phonetics short and long vowels lesson. In this part, we will study about the rule of silent E, how a small little E changes the pronunciation of a word with a vowel. We will also see some examples of short vowel words, long vowel words, and how they changed by adding a silent E at the end. So let's move on to the next slide and see what the rule of silent E is. Now we will study about the rule of silent E, silent shh, silent E, which means we will not hear the sound of E. It is there, but it is silently, quietly sitting there. However, it can do a magic. It can change a word. Let's see how. It states that E at the end of a word does not make a sound, but it changes the first vowel in the word from short to long vowel sound. I know this definition is sounding very complicated, but it is very, very simple. The meaning is very simple when you try to understand it with the help of an example. So let's understand with an example. Tap. So is tap a long vowel word or a short vowel word? Think about it and tell me. Tap. How is the A sounding there? Like A or A? Tap. Like A. So A is not sounding like its name A. It is sounding like A. So it is a short vowel word. Now from somewhere this quiet E comes and sits beside P. Now the word becomes tape. Can you hear any E there? Tape? No, we cannot hear any E there. The E is just there sitting silently doing a magic. And what magic has this E done? This E has changed the sound of letter A, letter in tap to letter A in tape. So this E has made the word tap into tape. So this is what the rule of silent E is, that when you add E to a short vowel word, then the first vowel becomes long vowel and it gives a long vowel sound. Okay, for example, C-A-T cat, C-A-T-E Kate. Okay, we will go through more examples like that in the next slide. However, remember, there are some exceptions to this rule. This rule is not 100% applicable to all the words. Which are the exceptions? Some of them are have. Can you listen the sound of E there? Have? Is there any E sound? No, there is not. Which means the E at the end of have is a silent E. But still, the A there, the vowel there, does not give its own sound like A. We don't say have. No, we don't. We say have. We still say have. So it's a short vowel sound even though it has an E at the end. So have is an exception for the rule of silent E. Similarly, above. We don't say above. No, O is not giving its name sound. O is still sounding as a short vowel, even though there is an E there. So above is an exception to the rule of silent E. Love. There is a silent E there, but still O is not giving the sound like its name O. Still it's not like love. It is still love. It is still a short vowel word. So have, above, love and some other words are an exception to the rule of silent E, but Usually, the rule of silent E works in majority of words. I would also like to tell you how these vowels are represented in a dictionary. Because if you come across a new word and you're looking it up in a dictionary, you will see the pronunciation there also is written. So it assists you, it helps you in pronouncing the word correctly. So when you see a horizontal line on top of a vowel, it means that vowel gives the sound of a long vowel or give its own sound. So A with a horizontal line on its top will be A, will give the sound of A. Like in the word cape. So if cape is written somewhere and A there will have a horizontal line on top of it, telling us that it's a long vowel. Similarly, if E has a horizontal line on its top, it means E is a long vowel there. And it will give the sound of E itself. For example, tree. Tree will have an E with a horizontal line there. Okay? I. If I has a horizontal line, it means I will give its own sound, the sound of its name, like I. For example, in kite. In kite, I is like I. I is sounding like I, so it will have a horizontal line on top of it. O. O will also have a horizontal line on top of it, indicating that it is a long vowel in the word note. N-O-T-E. So N-O-T-E, there is a silent E there, and there is a horizontal line on top of letter O, which indicates that O will give the sound of its name, like O. O will be pronounced as O, note. Last but not the least, if U has a horizontal line on top of it, it means U will be pronounced as U and not like a. As in the word cute. C-U-T-E, cute. So here there is a silent E and the U should also have a horizontal line on top of it, telling us that U will be pronounced as U. Okay, so long vowels are represented by a horizontal line on top of the vowels, whereas short vowels are represented by a curved symbol above the vowel. So if you see an A with a curved symbol on top, like a basket on A's head, then it will be pronounced as a short vowel. For example, in the word cat. We don't say Kate. Do we say Kate? A Kate is playing? No, we say a cat is playing. So here A is not giving the sound of A, but it is sounding like a cat. So it will be represented by a small curve looking like a basket on the head of A. Okay? Moving on. If you see a curve on top of E, it means it is a short vowel E. For example, in the word pet, E is not pronounced as E, it is pronounced as E, pet. So this E will have a curve on top of it. If I has a curve on top of it, then it will be pronounced like a short vowel, kit. So it is not kite, K-I-T, kite. No, it is K-I-T, kit. So I is not sounding like I itself. I is sounding like E, kit. So it will be represented by a curve on top of I. If O has a curve on top of it, then it is a short vowel as well. For example, in hot, the dish is hot. We don't say the dish is hot. Do we say the dish is hot? No, we don't. The dish is hot. So here O is not giving its actual sound, is not sounding like its name O, but it is sounding very short like oh, hot. So it will be represented, it will be shown by having a curve on top of letter O. Last but not the least, if U has a curve on top of it, it means it is used as a short vowel in that word. For example, us, U as us. So here U is sounding as a. U is not sounding as U. We are not saying use. We are saying us. So here E is a short vowel sound, and when we represent it, we will put a short curve on top of a small curve on top of that letter U. So I hope this is clear to you, and when you read a word in a dictionary, this will help you in deciding whether a word has a long vowel in it, it is pronounced as a long vowel word, or is it pronounced as a short vowel word. Now we will look at some examples in the next slide. Let's practice the magic of E. Let us see how E changes a word very quietly without making us listen to the sound of E. Mad. Mad becomes made. So here mad, a sound becomes a sound when we add a silent E at the end of the word mad. Okay. Similarly, can becomes cane. Cap becomes cape. Pet. So pet is a short vowel sound, pet, because E is not sounding as E. E is sounding as E. So pet becomes peat by adding a silent E at the end of the word pet. Breath. Breath becomes breathe. So if you notice, there are two vowels in the word breath, E and A. So which one will change? The first one will change. The first one is E here, B-R-E-A-T-H. So the first vowel here is E. It will change a sound when a silent E is added at the end of the word breath. So it will become breathe. I hope you understood that. Pin. Pin becomes pine. So when an E is added at the end of the word pin, I starts giving its own sound like I, pie, pine. Okay. Sit. Sit becomes sight. In sit, I sounds like I, and in sight, I sounds like its original sound, I. And how did that magic happen? Just by adding a letter E or a silent E or a magic E at the end of the word sit. Bit becomes bite. So in bit, the sound is E, but it becomes bite when a silent E is added at the end of the word bit. Let's see some more examples. So let's see how hop becomes hope by adding a silent E. In hop, O sounds like O, hop. And in hope, O sounds like O. Why? Because there is a silent E at the end of the word hope. Cop, cope. Rob, robe. Cut. Now cut is a short vowel word because U is sounding like a. Cut, a, cut. And when we add a silent E at the end of this cut, it becomes cute and U starts giving its own sound. Similarly, cub, cub becomes cube, cube. Okay, why? This is the magic of silent E at the end of the word cube. Tub becomes tube. So in tub, the sound of U is a, tub, tub. And when we add a silent E at the end of the word tub, it becomes tube. And U starts giving its own sound, like its name. So this was all about short vowel and long vowel. I hope you learned it and I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Now what I would like you to do is go through these words again and pronounce them nicely and clearly. I would again say use your mouth, use your tongue, use your throat and say the words loud and clear. Get into the habit of pronouncing the words clearly by using your tongue, throat and mouth. In this way, you will become a great speaker and people will enjoy listening to you. Okay, so inculcate this habit in you of speaking clearly. So this is it in today's class. I will be back with another lesson, another interesting topic sometime soon. Bye for now.